In Fairfield County, something new comes across my desk every day. Crimes are committed, cases are solved, and a community is made safe by the hardworking employees of the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office.
Welcome to This Week with Sheriff Dave Phelan, a weekly program here on LSN. We're also carried by a number of radio affiliates here in Lancaster. Do appreciate you, the viewers and listeners that join us each and every week. This program is actually taped at Fairfield Christian Academy with the students here. Behind the scenes, Kelly Roberts, our executive producer, does a great job lining the guests up, researching the questions. We have with us today Amy Kabel. And Amy, glad to see you.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff.
Yes, and Amy has been working with the Sheriff's Office for about a year now, and putting together a calendar that's going to be coming out, which is entitled Deputies and Dogs. And we're going to be telling you a little bit about that. But before we get started with that, Amy, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So my name's Amy Kabel, and back in 2014, I lost my dog Hank to sarcoma.
Okay.
And after I lost him, I was going through a lot of grief, and I was like, what can I do to channel this and to do something good?
Right.
And so I thought I would start a foundation, a nonprofit, and help raise money and awareness for dogs with cancer, as well as sarcoma, which is the type of cancer that my dog had. And so in July of last year, I started a nonprofit. And so I thought, well, that would be a good way to raise money and to give back, because a lot of people don't realize that 1 in 3 dogs get cancer and 50% pass.
Yeah, I just never knew that. In fact, you always think of cancer, you think of people with cancer, but you really don't kind of put that together, and that's surprising that many pass with cancer.
Exactly, yeah.
So you decided to form the foundation.
Right.
And before we get in, tell us a little bit about what the foundation does.
Right.
And what your goals are.
Right. So again, what we're trying to do is bring awareness and raise money for research.
Okay.
And so there's Hank went to 2 different hospitals that are on the leading edge of research, and that's Ohio State and Colorado State University. Okay. And so we want to raise money for all dogs, but also a lot of people don't realize that a clinical trial in a dog helps people with cancer.
Right.
And after I lost Hank, I was talking to his doctor in Colorado, and he said there's a huge conference in Washington, D.C., and it's on comparative oncology, which is helping dogs with cancer and people with cancer. He's like, I think you should go to that. I was like, okay. And so I went to it, and it was all the best veterinarians across the United States, oncologists. And so I went, and they were going through all this research, and people were going up to the podium, and I was like, I need to go up to that podium, but I was nervous too, and I thought, I can do this for Hank. So I went up and I told them about Hank's story, and I said, what can I do to make a difference? I said, I'm not a medical doctor. I said, I have a PhD, but I don't know much about the medical field except through what I've researched. And they said, educate the public. And they said, that's what you can do the most. And they said, because people aren't aware that a clinical trial in a dog helps people with cancer. Dogs are 85% genetically like us. So what they'll do is if they have a new type of chemo treatment, they'll try it in the test tube, and then they'll try it in the mouse model. Okay. And then if it works in the mouse, they try it in the dog. Well, chances are if it works in the dog, they'll try it in the people. But if it doesn't work in the dog, they don't usually try it in the person, because the chances are it's not going to work. So not only is it helping the person, it's also cheaper, because, you know what I mean, they tried in the dog first, right, instead of just going from the mouse model to the people.
Now, if there's groups or organizations out there, will you go and speak to them and talk about
these? Oh, I would
these?
love to. I've already started thinking about going to some 4-H groups, because they have dog 4-H groups. Okay. And I would love to talk to any organization just to bring awareness, because a lot of people aren't aware, because I know when Hank was diagnosed, I didn't know dogs got cancer. Right. So I'm just trying to help other people, when they start to see signs in their dogs, this is what you should look for.
Well, what would be some of the signs?
Yeah. So with Hank, personally, I had taken him for his wellness check, which they say to always do every year, at least once a year, twice a year if it's an older dog. and they said he was fine, clean bill of health. But one day when I was walking him, he lifted his leg to urinate and nothing came out.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, that's weird. And I remember looking at him saying, are you okay? And then as we walked on, he did pee.
Right.
So I thought, well, you must be okay. And then further along, a couple months later, he wouldn't eat his treats anymore. And my mom and I knew something was wrong then because he loved his treats.
Okay.
And so those are just two of the signs.
Okay.
A lot of lethargy.
Right.
So just not acting the same way. Not
Almost
wanting
like what you would see in a person,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, just
unusual behavior that doesn't fit a pattern.
Yeah, it could be throwing up, not eating right, not wanting to do their normal routine.
Okay.
You know, and so walks are so important. A lot of people don't realize, because when you're walking, you know, you can see these things, whether they're going to the bathroom or not. Those
Right.
are some of the first signs.
Now,
Yeah.
one of the things that you have put together along with Kelly Roberts is our calendar, your calendar, and that is going to be on sale.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about how the calendar started,
Yeah.
and maybe we could even show some of the pictures behind us here
That
about
would
some of
be
the months.
wonderful.
Tell us about it.
So a year ago in July, when I started Hank's Foundation, I was on Facebook one day and I saw where there were some South Charleston firefighters and they were posing for a calendar for a dog rescue.
Right.
And I thought, that's a really good idea. And I thought about Hank, and he loved all your deputies.
Yeah.
We would see them at the bank and different places around town, and they would always be so sweet to him. And I thought, you know, we don't know many firemen, but we know a lot of deputies. And I thought, I wonder if Sheriff Phelan would be interested in this. So, like I said, about a year ago, I called and talked to your secretary, Kelly Roberts,
Right.
and she was so sweet. We talked for almost an hour on the phone. And I told her all about Hank and dogs
Yeah.
with cancer.
Right.
And she's like, you know what? The whole department loves dogs, and this is something I bet we could help you with.
Okay.
And we could work together. And so I said, well, my idea is to have the different deputies posing with their dogs, and Deputy Malloy with Carr, which is your sheriff dog.
Okay.
And,
Our canine.
Yeah, our canine, your
Right.
canine unit. And then have the dog or the deputies pose with their personal dogs, and then in it put pictures of Hank with the deputies that
Okay.
he loves so much, and then in the back of the calendar put information not just about dog cancer but sarcoma in dogs, and also sarcoma in people.
Right.
And thanks to Kelly and you, my dream is happening. So I'm so thankful for that.
And this is a great calendar. I mean, we just kind of got finished with it. Within the calendar, it tells about some of the warning signs.
Yes.
And every month it features a special deputy and
Yes.
the dog, and we even have some twins.
Yes.
We have two deputies that are twins, and they're with
Yeah.
their dogs that look the
Yes,
same. So it's
exactly.
hilarious.
And that was
And there I am with
Yes.
my dog Santa Claus hat on
yes,
there. So how do people get the calendar?
Yes, so we're going to be selling it the week of the fair, and that's going to be October 9th through the 15th.
And so you will be there at the fair. There'll be someone if someone wants to buy a calendar.
Exactly. I'll be at the sheriff's booth every day selling the calendar. And you can also go to our website, and that's at http://hankcablesarcomafoundation.com, and you can get them there, and they're only $15, and all
Okay.
the money goes for dog cancer research and awareness.
100% for charity, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, I was able to get different businesses around town to do ads in the calendar. So because
that
of
nice?
that,
Yeah.
the community's been so wonderful. And so because of that, that paid for the whole cost of making the calendar. So any money that we make off each calendar is totally for research.
Okay.
Like none of it goes into actually making the calendar, because the ads that we got from our wonderful businesses in Fairfield County paid for the whole cost of the calendar.
Right, and so people could even start ordering the calendar now, just
Yes.
through the website, right?
Yes, and they would be great Christmas gifts, especially if you have a family member that you don't know what to get for, or
Right.
an animal lover.
Right.
It's like a great Christmas gift.
Yeah, I have some of my family that has dogs, and they like that. So Loretta and I were talking, we're going to get some for some of the grandkids and those kind of things.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you see as far as in the future, some of the other things you want to be working on or toward the future as far as promoting cancer research in dogs?
Right. Continuing to work together with the community to bring awareness. And like this year, we did a first 5K walk run for dog cancer research. It's at the fairgrounds.
Right.
And we had it was on July 16th, and we want to continue that. We had a really successful year with that this year. We had about almost 50 runners show up. And the
Wow,
dean,
that's really good for
That's
first
very
year.
good for the first year. And
Right.
the dean from Ohio State came down to support us. And we had people even come in from Kentucky for the race. And we raised from that and our raffle baskets and stuff like that, we raised almost $3,000 for dog cancer research.
There is a real connection with our viewers and our listeners to this show when anytime we have anything to do with dogs on our
Definitely.
program.
Yeah.
One of our highest viewed programs is when we had our canine in here with Deputy Malloy
Oh, yes.
some time ago. And anytime we do a program like that, people really like that, whether it's our mounted unit or a canine
Definitely.
unit.
I was able to see Deputy Malloy and Carr this weekend at our West Side Carnival.
Yeah.
And it was like Justin Bieber had arrived. They all wanted to come
That's
up
right, that's right.
and visit with Carr and Deputy Malloy, taking pictures, and
I
just
often
really good.
I often tell Deputy Malloy, if Carr ran for sheriff, he'll win.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep him out of the political arena there.
You'd have a good running mate there if you would decide to do that.
Yeah. So again, give us the website if people want to buy a calendar, they want more information, or maybe they want you to come in and speak and share
I
a
would
little
love
bit.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. So the website is the HankCableSarcomaFoundation.com.
Okay.
Yes. And again, my name's Amy Cable, and I can also give my email.
That would be wonderful.
If anyone wants to contact me, and that's alckphd@gmail.com.
And you will be at the Fairfield County Fair.
Yes.
Starting the 9th of October through the 15th, and we'll have
Yes.
somebody there. And when you're not there, we're going to make arrangements whether our community watch people could go ahead and sell the calendar.
That would
and
be
at this
wonderful.
point, we really don't have a sense of how many people will want the calendar. We're going to try to have plenty available. And if we don't, we'll certainly get their names so we can go ahead and make sure they get a calendar.
Definitely, and we have a really good calendar company that we're working with, Gordon Bernard.
Okay.
And they can get us if we run out, like they're real good. They can get us more within about a week.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Amy, I appreciate you being
Thank
with
you,
us.
Sheriff.
Amy Cable with the Hank Cable Sarcoma Foundation, and a great program, and do appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come and share a lot of good things. We've been excited about this.
Yes,
I
me
know
too.
Kelly and I have talked about this over the last year, and it was a lot of fun trying to get the pictures. And the one thing we found out was kind of surprising is how many deputies says, we want to do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We want to be in the calendar.
Yeah, they
And-
want to
and
keep
I-
this calendar going.
Yeah.
They're like, I have a dog too.
Yeah, they love their dogs. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Again, I want to thank the students here at Fairfield Christian Academy. They're behind the scenes, behind the cameras, working in the control panel, our executive producer, Kelly Roberts, and certainly you, the viewers and listeners that join us each and every week. Appreciate your nice calls and comments about the program. It is certainly an honor and a privilege to be a part of this community and be the sheriff of your county. Well, the clock on the wall says we're just about out of time, and we invite you each and every week to join us. We're on YouTube, we're on the Fairfield Christian Academy site, and we're certainly on the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office site. So if you want to go to any of those venues and watch this program or others, be sure you join us. Till next week, same time, same place. God bless, and we'll see you right here next week.